After the Reagan video, I was going to get straight into the highest body counts, all the war criminals. But the more I thought about it, I realized I need to put Andrew Johnson as low as I possibly can on this list. He's the reason why you want to have a good vice president. He was born into poverty, but as he got his bread up, he bought some slaves. And he got influential and became a senator from Tennessee. And when all the southern states left the Union, Johnson was the only senator from the South that stayed in Congress. And this impressed the hell out of Lincoln. Lincoln chose him as his VP for a second term, and holy shit, what a mistake. Why would you choose a Southern Democrat to be your vice president when the South ain't even voting and you are literally Abraham Lincoln? And Johnson goes against literally everything you stand for. I said literally way too much. No more literallys for the rest of this video. But keep in mind, if the president stays alive, the vice president holds no real power. And the pick did look good for national unity, but the risk was just too damn high. Whenever Johnson came into contact with black people, it's documented that he would look physically nauseous. This is noticed by Frederick Douglass at Lincoln's second inauguration in 1865. And a month after that, the Civil War ended, Lincoln died, and Johnson was sworn in. This is like if Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss died halfway through the filming of The Matrix and were replaced by the McCloskeys. 4 million slaves were free now, and Johnson didn't like a single one of them. Whenever Republicans would pass legislation that would help those 4 million people, Johnson vetoed anything he possibly could. For example, the Freedmen's Bureau, which was a program that would help these emancipated slaves as freedoms. Johnson vetoed that. The Civil Rights Act of 1866, vetoed. Citizenship, vetoed. The right for black men to vote, vetoed. Field Order 15. This was something that came from General William Tecumseh Sherman. He had a meeting with Union Army leaders and black ministers in the South near the end of the Civil War, and the meeting was very productive. The black leaders chose Reverend Garrison Fraser to speak for them, and he told Sherman that they wanted to live free, away from prejudice, they wanted to be educated and to own land. And Sherman understood. 4 days later, he signed Field Order 15, which granted 400,000 acres of land to freed slaves. He appointed his buddy Rufus to divide the land up and leave no more than 40 acres of land to each family. The Union Army had some mules left over as well. This is all to happen after the war, and when the war ended, Lincoln died, and President Johnson reversed that order and gave all that land to Confederates. Freedom is the most powerful word in all of language. It means all of these things. It's not negotiable. Freedom is the most important instrument to live a meaningful, fulfilling, and enjoyable life. If anyone tells you otherwise, run far away from them and never speak to them again. But there's DLC to freedom. Financial freedom. You cannot be free if you aren't economically free. You're not free if you don't have a roof over your head, if you're starving, if you can't provide for your family. You simply aren't free if you don't have enough to live. So what's the easiest way to achieve that freedom? To have wealth, what's the best thing to own? Money? No, land. Money is temporary. It can disappear before you even realize you have it. But land, that is permanent wealth. And each emancipated family was given up to 40 acres of land. This was a vital foundation to grow wealth and to preserve that freedom. But Johnson yanked it from them and gave all that land to traders, single-handedly. As the commander-in-chief, he sent the army to forcibly remove ex-slaves from that land. Now you may say, well, Lincoln did the same thing though, but that's horseshit. This idea that access to land is a part of freedom was one of Lincoln's strongest principles, and the order was signed by a Union general and had the support of the Union Army. And in fact, there were Union generals who were removed from office after they refused Johnson's order. And we're still seeing the disaster of Johnson's decision to this day. 40% of wealth in this country is inherited. So what have black people been able to inherit through the centuries? Slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, the war on drugs. It's predicted that by 2053, the median net worth of black households will be zero. And this was completely avoidable. Black people could have been given a slice of the American pie, not just a cent from outside the window. But Johnson was not loyal to freedom nor equality. Johnson was loyal to white supremacy. He thought that if he roadblocked every attempt at Reconstruction and assistance to black people, it'd help him electorally in the South in the 1868 election. But this dumbass didn't even get the nomination. Eventually, Congress got tired of Johnson and they came up with this law that made it illegal for a president to remove cabinet members without Senate approval. But Johnson did it anyway. So they drew up articles of impeachment and he got impeached. They turned him into a peach, but sadly, he came one vote away from being removed from office. At this moment, America desperately needed Lincoln. Or at least half a Lincoln. Or at least someone vaguely similar to Lincoln, not the polar fucking opposite. To put it bluntly, Johnson hated seeing black people out of the cotton fields. He killed Reconstruction before it even started. And this was a real opportunity to move the country forward, transform it, and to kill white supremacy, at least at the institutional level. And Johnson fumbled really hard. No, he didn't fumble. We were at the red zone, and Johnson just spiked the ball on the ground. He was literally incapable of being a president. Look, if you ever run for president, do not choose anyone with Johnson as their last name to be your vice president, because A, you'll get shot in the head, and B, they will destroy everything you accomplished before that headshot.